Okay, hey everyone there in Inet, and I'm Alex, and I'm here again. And today's session of self-recording maybe will be the weirdest one and the most like specific in a way that could be, I would say, like that might be my or would be my deepest and most rugged ramblings ever, because I learned a bunch of new words and I want to apply them, at least try to apply them within my today's speech, and we together will see how it will appear eventually. I'm not rushing as I was in previous video. I'm just trying to take my time to use all those terms and new phrases I learned recently in today's video session, as I said. And I'm like kind of man who's about to make my video on a regular, I would say even everyday basis, because the more I speak, the better I become eventually. And that idea was delivered for me by some man in YouTube. I mentioned him once in one of my previous videos. His name Drew, I guess Drew, and he is so far for me is the most I would say like efficient tutor for those people who want to learn English on advanced level and proceed even further with their fluency. And here I am again. And as I said, my today's video will be probably not too short, not too arranged in a certain way. I will maybe choose the topics to speak about like randomly without any. As I said before, I never had like plan in my head what to speak about, and we will proceed with today's activity and see how it will happen by itself. Okay, for the first thing for today's video, I would mention some stuff about how actually my today's day was, and I gonna to describe like to give you a gist of what happened through today's daytime and even evening time, and what I was doing all the day through. What idea came to my mind through this day. And actually I was pretty slammed all the day through, and all my activity was about solving my current issues, my regular issues. And I would say that I was succeeded that. As always, I was following some kind of mental and maybe some kind of creative activity as I doing these things on everyday level. You might haven't known about that, but still I share with you with those facts. I quitted I quitted a couple of years ago of being like seller man. Actually I was like seller, like count man in my past, and then after having considered some significant points in my head, I become clear about that I should do something more significant and something more meaningful in my life. And here I am doing those things for you. Actually, to be frank, I'm doing those things for myself, for self-development process, and to become more. For the first point, I'd like to find myself more fluent in the nearest future about my English knowing skills. And for the second point, let it be like I'd like to become more experienced about some maybe engineering activity in my middle term future, and to become more advanced about a lot of things I'm taking interest these days. And okay, about my today's day. Actually, I was pretty slammed all the day, as I said, and then I decided to go for a walk along the embankment, not from the apartment house where I live. And actually that was a nice walk, and I dropped into some local joint, some bar, and I met a friend of mine there. His name was Victor, and actually he requested me to do some kind of maybe help for him, to deliver some help for him. To be more specific about that kind of help, I would say that he requested me to give him a piece of advice about buying some kind of computer equipment. He told me he was going to buy some, excuse me, he was going to buy a bunch of new computer equipment, such as laptops, such as Wi-Fi router and other stuff. And he wanted me to give him like advice about that stuff, because he is aware about that I was like computer selling man, let's put it this way. And I delivered him a promise to do all those things for him, to do my best about making some advice for him as for buying computer appliances in the local mall. And actually we make an appointment for tomorrow evening, about to meet near our local mall, Comfy, and to maybe to have some consultation activity about which appliance is better to buy for him. And I would observe local products, and probably I will lend some kind of my personal expertise about buying some pieces of appliances as concern his computer equipment. And some girl recently said to me that I am too deep in my words, that I describe things in a more difficult way that they appear. But that's the way I am. I'm not about searching for simplest way about my learning process. Rather for the contrary, I would rather to come out some simple thing from the back and from the side, and to see how it looks like from that point of view, and to give my extended explanation about some stuff that it comprises, that it contains, without using like the words of first level or the regular level. Okay, all my day was terrific, and I was experienced all the day kind of creative stupidness, I would put it this way, because currently I'm having kind of a weather outside that I would describe it this way: all the way it was rain nearing our local neighborhood, and some rainy clouds were looming up there in the skies. I mean, they were hanging over my head all the day through, and that fact, excuse me, influenced me in a way that I felt some kind of maybe stupidness, not completely being involved in my mental issues. But I always doing this stuff on everyday level in order not to raise my bar too low for me, not to make my goals too distant for me, not to reassure, to relax myself while accomplishing my results. And actually I want to today I won't speak about new words that I learned recently, because not to weary you too much, because I don't want to be boring for you. Okay, I'll just grab one of my belongings, let it be shoes, and I'll try to describe them in a more advanced, more upper intermediate level. I'll try. See me going back. I'll just be back. guys, see, those ones, my favorite shoes. I bought them maybe half a year ago during spring, maybe during winter time. I don't remember exactly. Those ones are made of pure leather. They are really made of real leather of a good quality, and those ones I bought in a second hand. Recent times I prefer to buy myself my belongings in second hands selling networks, because they deliver really qualitative stuff, though it might be slightly worn out, and I would say probably it would be like in the middle stage of being worn out, but still they have the decent quality for me, and then can be worn for a prolonged period of time, regardless of their actual age. And those ones, they have rather, I would say, decent condition, and they're like, I would say, like have like maybe 50% of worn out state, but that's enough for everyday wearing, and I'm satisfied with my purchase. And what about actually of the features of those shoes that I have here in front of my camera? Then they have rather tough soil, and the back of this soil never been hobnailed. Though I changed the backs of my sole, I changed the backs of my shoe sole just once, right after I bought them, in order to preserve the most part of the shoe soil in a safe condition, not to allow the soil scratch against the asphalt too much, and to prevent the process of worning out approaching in a too fast time. Okay, I guess it's becoming more and more complicated for some stupid reason for me to describe those simple shoes. Okay, they made of black kind of leather, and they like slightly brown, slightly middle brown, slightly light brown inside, and they're footed with the very thin and very qualitative kind of leather in their inside. See, it's closer to the camera, so you would have a closer and more specific look at that. And those shoes is they are very significant and very important for me, because they are the very first shoes and the very first object I described in my video blog. I guess I'm done for today. I appreciate your constant attendance in front of your screen, and seeing me doing this kind of my personal activity that I adore. I really adore doing those things. So thanks for your attendance. See you later. Bye.